welcome back to the playthrough, guys. We are back at it like a jackrabbit, and we're getting some bosses done in the book because, of course, my Dragon Quest is not completely properly um, handled, if you will. The translation tools are still bad. I was literally just on Discord, and nobody knows the answer to this problem. I believe it has something to do with the fact that Dragon Hook wasn't added or was, but that's technical mumbo jumbo or whatever. That doesn't really matter to you guys too much. Just know that the menus and a lot of the text is not going to be translated. People's names and whatnot, just for the time being until we get this settled and figured out. And so because of that, I'm just doing the playthrough, but on the side, I'm still gonna do a lot of these random videos where I'm just yapping to you guys about topics of life, putting it on the MMO sleep playlist and calling it a dang on day. So I hope you guys are having a dang on great day as well. We can get started with these bosses. We're gonna fight about 4 today. And it's gonna take us a pretty short amount of time because I'm playing the greatest class, the Guardian. Super great class, super amazing. Pet power and whatnot, so shouldn't be too hard. But yes, as I was saying, we're gonna be yapping about some random topics that are meaningful to us, meaningful to people. Hopefully should be meaningful to you as well if you clicked on this. But today I want to talk about being good instead of nice. Being a good person and not constantly striving to be the sweetest, nicest thing on the block with tons of diabetes in your speech and whatnot. You have to, well, the most important thing is not to sort of actively go against that if that's your nature, but the most important thing is to relax into it and be yourself. And I know everybody keeps saying that stupid phrase. You're gonna hear it over and over throughout life all the damn time. Be yourself. But if you really are a person who, when you feel bad, you lash out or you get angry or you whatever, blah, 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 you have to do this, you have to do that, then I'd say, don't strike back against that. You have to become your own nature, because eventually if you keep striking back against that true nature of yourself to sort of get all the emotions out, to be emotionally unregulated, it's going to boil over into one specific point, and you will be seen as emotionally unregulated because it's like, oh, well, where was this the whole other time? And if you really aren't the type of person to do that, then I implore you to explore your emotional options when it comes to this, because we all have ways that we can heal ourselves when we're in a rut or we're in a bad spot. And from what I've heard, from what I've experienced, not always will it work if you're just a nice and kind person to keep spreading nice and kindness when you are hurt. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you need to get in the ring and spread a little bit of vitriol, and at the very least, speak your truth as to what's going on, because people don't know that they're doing bad things, then they're just gonna keep doing them. They're just gonna keep activating the bad thing button because it's just what their nature is. When you're this nice, goody two shoes kindness person, not necessarily kindness, when you're this nice person and you allow people to push you around, then sometimes people don't even know that they're hurting you, and they will just continue to do it. They will just continue to rectify it and push you further and further on the brink of exploding, because you don't tell them what's going on. You just let it roll off your back constantly. You don't really state what changes you want to be seen around the relationship or around whatever concept of a thing you guys have. Because they just don't know. Because they just don't comprehend what you're putting down. Nobody can really read minds or say, hey, they hurt because I did this thing or whatever. You have to sort of bring that to their attention, and that can be seen by a lot of people as spitting vitriol. But there's always a good way to do it. And not a nice way to do it. There's always a good way to do it. It's not nice whenever we are criticizing someone. It's not nice. It's not. I'm just gonna say it like that. A criticism is not a nice action. It's a good action, and it really does need to be done in a lot of situations, but it's not nice. If we were just trying to, keep the peace and be nice all the time, we would never criticize anyone. But that's not our goal here. Our goal is to have healthy relationships. Our goal is to move through the professional and unprofessional world as a leader. And leaders have to criticize. Leaders have to go through the mud of understanding what their people need and communicating it. And you gotta trudge through that mud, no matter how dirty and stinky it is, because your people need you. Because the people that follow you, the people that subscribe to you, are looking for guidance. They're looking for somebody to lead them towards a place that makes them feel safe. And the safety is going to come from you providing that that shelter of understanding. And a lot of people will miss this part, but the understanding is very important, incredibly important, and something that we're never going to get if we're constantly in nice mode, because nice mode is just going to allow the person, you know, understanding or not, to sweep you over, to get you under that rug and just, you know, flip the curtains on you and keep going with their thing, whether it be productive or not. And that's something that you really need to look into, to jump over that hurdle of criticism, because it's not a nice thing to do. Like I said, you know, it's just something that we have to get over if we want to become these masculine leaders. You have to know what direction you want to go in and relentlessly pursue that direction. You can't allow others or other factors or people getting on your nerves or people making you sad or anything like that. You can't allow it to get in the way of your direction. Your direction is the most important thing. That's what leads you. That's what pushes you forward. That's what brings you to your purpose. And a lot of times when we hold ourselves back from delivering criticism to people, that openly and honestly tells them that, hey man, they're fine. As long as they're here, they don't care about their direction. They don't care about the speed. They don't care about, you know, perhaps the power that they could hold one day. They just care about maintaining this relationship. They care about staying here with me forever and ever. And however true that may be, it's definitely not good to portray it. And I know what you're saying is like, oh, but I don't want to lie. But see, the thing is, man, you're protecting yourself, because when you portray the fact that the only thing you care about is maintaining this relationship with this other person, one of two things are probably going to happen. Eventually, resentment's going to fold and come into the fray, where they feel like, you know, they've just been here mooching off of my good energy because I'm so valuable and I need to do better. Or you get the worst one, where they get super complacent and they start abusing you because they know that you're just never gonna leave. And either one of those is pretty bad, of course, but you have to realize that you put yourself in this situation by being nice and not a good person. Good people will definitely let you know. They will lay down the law when they are being abused or or non-communicative or whatever. You know, that's just what good people do. That's a good, responsible, you know, emotionally regulated people do. That's what they do. They communicate, hey man, this ain't working out for me. I apologize. This is how it would work out if we were to continue in the future. But yeah, I've noticed, at least for me, a lot of times it's hard to reach out to people. It's hard to communicate this in a good way and not a harsh way. Because it is possible to communicate it in a good way, a way that actually sticks in their mind, a way that they actually understand and get the message, and they know that there's still love caked within that message, even though it may be a bad message. There's a way to communicate it in that way, but I lost my train of thought here a little bit. But you have to remember, in essence, in yourself, that you have agency over the timing, and in general, it should be in a timely manner that you get these things out to people. And I feel like once the timing has passed, you know, and that emotion is done its natural course, it's best to just leave, you know, if you haven't been able to communicate it in that proper manner. So that is what I do sometimes. I've noticed more often than not, if you are an introverted style person, that's probably what your go-to is to just leave when you feel like you have a criticism of someone and it comes up and it leaves and you're like, well, they're never gonna figure this out unless I tell them. But I don't want to jump in like 8 years later, you know, and be like, remember the ancient text, the ancient lore when you ignored me for 5 years and now you're here, you know, whatever the issue was. Context matters. Context matters, and the context of where you were at the time does matter. So remember that sometimes it may just be good to disconnect. And that's the sad thing about life nowadays. It's like, we have so many options. We're so connected. Just disconnect and find someone else. And it's like, no, man, we're fucking our pair bonding skills to a ludicrous degree, and it's scary. It's super scary. But nevertheless, I hope we figured it out. I hope you figure it out, and you have a wonderful day. It's been the Koopa. It's been Dragon Quest X. Be good, not nice. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.